Children being children, they love their treats. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a healthy version of a children's treat. We're going to make cupcakes. And this is a no-fail recipe that involves separating some eggs. So this is how you separate an egg. You make a little crack in the egg, and then you open it up, and you kind of scoot the yolk backwards and forwards until the white stuff has fallen into one bowl and the yolk can go in the other. You don't want to get any of the yolk in here because this is our magic bowl. We're going to whip those whites until they form stiff peaks. And what I'm going to do is just add, for about a dozen cupcakes, I wouldn't put more than 1/3 of a cup of sugar in. You just don't need it, and you're going to probably put a little bit of icing on top anyway. I have to say, I never get these out. I hardly ever use them. But just to give you an idea of approximately how much I'm going to put in, I'll use this, especially for the sugar. And so we're going to put that in with our egg yolks and put a little bit of vanilla. Again, it's supposed to be about a teaspoon, but who really wants to get out their measuring spoons for this kind of thing? And then I'm going to just cream the yolks and the sugar and the vanilla together. And now I'm going to add a little bit of milk, about as much as you'd put into your coffee if you're a coffee drinker. And then I'm going to add to this enough flour to make it into a thick batter. So I'm just going to dump in some flour. Yes, this is how it's possible to bake. And we're going to add a little bit of baking powder just to make it rise. About a teaspoon should be enough. Now we've got our thick part here and our fluffy part here, and if it's a little bit thicker than this, it's fine, it'll still work, and if it's a bit runnier than this, it's fine, it'll still work. And we're going to fold the whites into this part. We're going to put our whites, plop them into there, and this is called folding in. And what we want to do is not lose the air in the egg whites. So I'm kind of lifting the batter up and incorporating the egg whites so that the egg whites kind of form like a scaffolding for the sponge cake or for the cupcakes. And it makes a really nice light cupcake. And remember, we didn't put any butter into this. We just put nice wholesome farm eggs, a little bit of flour, and a little bit of sugar and some vanilla. So it's a very easy recipe, and it makes a nice birthday party cupcake. And what we're going to do now is scoop them into these cups. My little boy with celiac disease can't have any wheat, so I just use gluten-free flour for these, and they turn out just as nicely. I think the biggest thing about baking is that people think it's going to make a big mess, and they think they're going to have to get out 10 different measuring cups to do everything. In general, if you get the consistency right, you can keep adding a bit of flour or a bit of milk, just correct as you go along, and then you'll end up with something good, and they're ready to go into the oven. Cupcakes like that only take 9 or 10 minutes to cook, and you probably have to put them in at around 300 or 350, depending on how hot your oven is. A good way to tell that they're done is that it starts to smell really good, and you can stick a toothpick in the middle, and if it comes out clean, you know that they're done.